What is up, guys? Happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to be hanging out here for a little bit, going over the final Friday practice reports. And if anyone does have any questions, I will get to those, after I read some of the player news blurbs and things like that. We're going to go through team by team. We do have 6 teams on bye, so you're going to probably have to watch these practice reports. And hopefully we get a flurry of news tomorrow night from Schefter and Rappaport and the gangs. So we're going to start with the Arizona Cardinals, who are coming off a bye. I think they're one of the better teams coming into this weekend as far as health and outlook. I don't see anything concerning here. They're missing a safety, but offensively, they got everybody playing. You're starting Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison, James Conner, Trey McBride. Nothing really changes with the Cardinals. The Falcons are on bye, but we're going to continue to watch Darnell Mooney's hamstring injury for next week. The Ravens play on Monday Night Football, and I did see that Rashad Bateman does not practice today, so slight concerns there. I'm trying to hit refresh here on my feed. And again, no Rashad Bateman today. They're missing their center today, Tyler Linderbaum. Roquan Smith didn't practice today, so there's a few key pieces on the Ravens that we're watching. Otherwise, you're starting Henry, Lamar, Zay Flowers, probably Mark Andrews. And we got to keep an eye on Rashad Bateman here, because if Rashad Bateman doesn't play, maybe we see an increase here for Deontay Johnson. The Buffalo Bills are on bye, nothing to worry about there. We have some positive reports in Carolina finally. We're going to see the debut of Jonathan Brooks, and we're going to see Adam Thielen back, I believe, this week. He's been limited all week with the hamstring. Jalen Coker missed practice today after practicing the last 2 days, so we have to watch for that. He's questionable with a quad injury. Otherwise, Miles Sanders has been ruled out. Jonathan Brooks should step right into that RB2 role. We're not starting Jonathan Brooks quite yet, but I do think he'll get a handful of carries and an opportunity to catch a ball or two. Not really excited to start any Carolina Panthers this weekend. I think Bryce Young may be in a deep super flex. Start Chuba. That's pretty much it. You can maybe play with Leggett as well. Maybe Thielen if you need a deep receiver play. The Chicago Bears have ruled out offensive guard Ryan Bates and Elijah Hicks, their safety. Otherwise, DeAndre Swift, who didn't practice on Wednesday, was limited Thursday, full practice on Friday. I believe he's good to go for Friday. Maybe he's not getting a full workload as he has been the last month or so, as we see a little bit more Roschon Johnson mixed in last week. So I think DeAndre Swift, more of like a low-end RB2 play, not a smash play like he had been. And then Keenan Allen's the other one here. He's limited with an ankle injury. We'll hopefully get a report on that tomorrow or early Sunday morning. So we'll watch for that. The Cincinnati Bengals are on bye. Cleveland played last night. They looked pretty good in the snow. Dallas Cowboys we got Jake Ferguson ruled out. We have offensive guard Zach Martin as doubtful. They're missing a safety here, and then a linebacker is questionable. Otherwise, offensively, CeeDee Lamb didn't practice yesterday. He got a full practice in today, so I think he's good to go. Hunter Lepke, the fullback, he didn't practice Wednesday, limited Thursday, full practice Friday, so he's going to eat into some of the running back snaps there. And then I'm seeing Brandon Cooks still on IR with that knee injury. He's been limited all week. I don't know if he's going to make his debut this weekend, but I don't really want to mess with Brandon Cooks in fantasy, so leave him on the waiver wire, let somebody else deal with it. As far as starting Cowboys, I think you can start CeeDee Lamb for sure. You can start Rico Dowdle as a low-end RB2, and then Luke Schoonmaker with Ferguson ruled out. He had 10 targets last week. He actually looks like somebody that could be put into your starting tight end spot for this weekend. Looking at the Denver Broncos, everything looks good here. No Josh Reynolds yet, wide receiver. You're starting Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton. You could probably whip out Javonte Williams, maybe Audric Estime in a deeper format. And then we're going to continue to watch Devon Vele, Troy Franklin, some of those other receivers there. The Lions look pretty good here. No Ennis Rakestraw, the cornerback, but Sam Laporta's been full all week. I think he's good to go. Start your Lions. They're playing pretty damn well right now. The Packers look pretty good on offense. They're going to be without Jair Alexander and Edgerrin Cooper, though, on defense. 2 of their stars on defense are out. Otherwise, offensively, they look pretty good. No questions or concerns there. You're starting Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, and then Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson will be, true flexes. And then I got a ton of questions this week on Tucker Kraft. I still like Tucker Kraft. He's a touchdown or bust guy. We kind of know what he's been. Moving into Houston, offense looks good. Blake Fisher, though, an offensive tackle ruled out with concussion, and then they're missing 2 defensive tackles here potentially. Danico Autry is questionable. He didn't practice all week. And then Fatou Kassi, defensive tackle, ruled out already. So a little bit of beef lost on the defensive line for Houston. The Indianapolis Colts look pretty good here. They did rule out an offensive lineman, though, Bernard Ryman. Braden Smith also looking questionable here. So maybe some offensive line concerns for the Colts. But otherwise, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, those guys are good to go. I think Josh Downs is a starting wide receiver 3 in fantasy with our guy Anthony Richardson. Pittman more of a true flex call. The Chiefs look pretty good here. They did rule Isaiah Pacheco out, though, and I think this is fine. You know, it's a very winnable game for the Chiefs against Carolina. We're going to see one more smash spot potentially here for Kareem Hunt in a weird running back rotation of Samaje Perine, Carson Steele as the number 2. Otherwise, the Chiefs look good. Juju Smith-Schuster is back and practicing in full. He's good to go, but we're not using Juju. The LA Chargers here, and again, they play on Monday night. Is it Monday night? Chargers, Ravens. Yeah, we have a couple guys questionable here, but on offense, they do look pretty good. So you're starting Dobbins. Ladd McConkey didn't practice yesterday. He got a limited practice in today, so we'll watch for his health with that shoulder injury. I think he's on track to play. They got a lot of guys just questionable, but I think the Chargers are looking fine on offense. The LA Rams ruled out a backup cornerback here. Nothing really to be concerned about. Full practices for a lot of the offensive linemen. One of the linemen, though, Rob Havenstein, listed as doubtful. He was limited the last 2 days, but he's listed as doubtful. So we'll see there. You can continue starting your Rams. The Raiders, we had been watching the Raiders all week here as their running backs have been in doubt. Alexander Mattison and Zamir White, both DNP all week. They are listed as doubtful. They're pretty much out. If you need a running back for this weekend, you can look into Amir Abdullah, who's going to be the starting running back. I really don't want to mess with the Broncos running back situation, though, or the Raiders running back situation against the Broncos. I think it could be pretty frustrating. We're going to see Dylan Lobby called up as well to be the RB2. So if you need somebody, I think Amir Abdullah is the guy I'm looking at. He's going to catch a few passes, maybe be the goal line back. I think Lobby, change of pace kind of thing. Otherwise, the Raiders have ruled out a couple cornerbacks. I don't really want to be messing with the Raiders this weekend, guys. The Miami Dolphins, nothing really to note here. I think everybody looks pretty good. Teron Armstead, offensive tackle, didn't practice all week. He's questionable. Kendall Fuller ruled out on the defensive side of the ball. Otherwise, Tyreek, pretty good. Raheem Mostert's back in full. Dolphins offense looks healthy for fantasy. Minnesota Vikings, no Josh Oliver in this one, and he had been getting a lot of runs, so maybe this is, finally a full workload here for TJ Hawkinson, just getting a ton of snaps and all the routes. Otherwise, my Minnesota looks pretty good. Sam Darnold in full, Aaron Jones in full, nothing to worry about there. The New England Patriots, they've ruled out a defensive tackle. They got a bunch of guys questionable on defense. Overall, though, nothing really concerned with fantasy. I think you're starting Drake May in a super flex league. You can start Ramondre. You can start Demario Douglas, maybe Hunter Henry. And Kayshon Boutte is one guy that I like in deeper formats. The Saints are on bye. The Giants are on bye. Daniel Jones, it was nice knowing you. I like Daniel Jones. He's a good person, I believe. And I wish him well in his next endeavor. No, the Giants are not on bye. Let's look at this real quick here. We got Tommy DeVito starting for the Giants. They did have a pop-up groin injury here for Malik Neighbors. He's questionable going into this one. I think he's going to be fine to play. He practiced in full Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe this was a precautionary thing on Friday. I believe he played through a groin injury once earlier this year already. Otherwise, Darius Slayton's back from concussion. Theo Johnson's in full. Giants offense looks healthy. I think DeVito's going to, feed the ball to Neighbors if he's out there. He's going to feed the ball to Wandale. And we'll see if Tyrone Tracy can get established there as a runner. The Jets are the team that's on bye. A week. Oh, we had a little hiccup here. The Eagles are going to be without Devontae Smith, out with a hamstring injury. He didn't practice all week. I don't know if he's going to be on track to play next weekend. We'll have to watch the practice reports here. But otherwise, the Eagles offense looks pretty good. You're starting Hurts, AJB for sure, Saquon. And then I think Dallas Goedert becomes a top 10 tight end play for us. The Seattle Seahawks have a huge list here. They ruled out a backup tight end. Noah Fant on track to play. DNP Wednesday, limited Thursday, full practice on Friday. So maybe the offense is at full strength here. You're starting DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kenneth Walker, and then I think Geno Smith. Maybe not so much in a one QB league, but I think for sure in super flex formats. The 49ers, man, that's the major team with the news updates today. They're going to be without Brock Purdy, the shoulder injury. He heard it on the touchdown run. Don't know if this is a multi-week injury They're going to be starting Brandon Allen. I don't know why they're not going with Josh Dobbs, but they're going with Brandon Allen as their QB1 this weekend. We also have Nick Bosa ruled out. It looks like a backup linebacker ruled out. Jacob Cowing, the receiver, ruled out. A backup defensive tackle ruled out. Kevin Givens. And then Trenton Williams didn't practice all week. He looks like they listed him as questionable. It looks more like doubtful to me. So San Fran really limping into Green Bay in this one. I think Green Bay looking pretty good at home this weekend. Tampa Bay, they're going to play the Giants. We have nothing really for fantasy to monitor here. Bucky Irving's in full. McMillan's in full. Mike Evans is the one guy that we're kind of worried about, though. He's limited all week in that hamstring injury return. And they're kind of saying some weird stuff, like maybe he doesn't play a full series of snaps. Maybe they kind of just ramp him back up. I think if you have Mike Evans, I'm listing him as like a strong wide receiver 3, maybe a low-end wide receiver 2. I like this for Baker Mayfield too, just having Mike Evans back. So I'm kind of back into the Bucs. I think the Bucs are going to run the hell out of the ball this weekend, though. Rachaad White, Bucky Irving, those guys are going to get their money's worth this weekend. The Tennessee Titans have ruled out some heavy hitters on defense here. Linebacker Gibbons, L'Jarius Sneed, the corner, Leroy Watson, one of their offensive tackles, is ruled out, and Tajay Spears has been ruled out. I do not really want to be messing around with the Titans this weekend. I think Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, that's about it. You can maybe play Will Levis in a super flex league, but I'm not super stoked about it. And then the Commanders here, they ruled out Marshawn Lattimore still, so no debut for Lattimore with that hamstring injury. Otherwise, everything else looks fine for offense. Not really too worried about any of these guys here. So Washington, good to go. And this guy, 12, thanks for hanging out. So would you start Love with the Purdy news or go with Baker? I think I'm going to go with Jordan Love here. I still like Baker Mayfield quite a bit. I'm looking at my quarterback rankings right now. I do have Jordan Love at my QB 8. I have Baker at QB 10. If you do feel good about Baker at 10, I think I'm fine with it. He's been a really good, strong quarterback play all season here. But I like Jordan Love to come back and get his 2 touchdowns, maybe 250 passing yards. I feel strong about Love, and he's been running the ball better with his injured knee. But they're in the kind of the same tier. They're strong QB1 plays this weekend. I'm personally going to lean Love at home. Packers looking to write some demons against that 49ers team that's had their number the last few years. So I will go Jordan Love there. And I'm going to hit refresh here one more time on my feed, see if I can give you guys any more latest news here. Overall, we look pretty good, though. So I'm going to probably get some player props updated for you guys on the website tomorrow morning. And then Sunday morning, we're going to be doing our usual Sunday morning live stream, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We'll fire it up, and we'll go over the player news. Active and actives come out at that time, and I'll answer any questions you guys have for me. So that's it for me. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out thefantasyfellowship.com. I updated all my rankings earlier today, and we should be good to go. So thanks again. We'll see you guys Sunday morning. Peace.
Got me feeling icy.